This video is brought to you by Altium. In my previous episode, I explained each and every wire on the 500 watts BLDC motor controller, and I practically tested it with the Hoverboard 350 watts motors. I also explained how to use a throttle handle to control the speed and buttons to switch on and switch off the control system, and how to set the maximum speed limit. I also explained the anti-theft function. Cruise control system. Motor direction programming. Brake. Motor reverse. So, if this is your first time building an electric bike, scooter, go-kart, etc., then I highly recommend you should watch my previous tutorial on the electric bike motor controller. Anyways, today's episode is going to be very informative, and I'm sure you're going to learn a lot of new things, including how to control two BLDC motors using only one throttle handle. I will show you the correct way of connecting the BLDC motor controllers, and I'm sure after watching this video you will be able to control multiple motors using only one throttle handle. Before I'm going to share with you the test results and how to build this very simple Trike Electric Scooter, first a few words about the sponsor for helping me purchasing the required components and tools. This video is sponsored by Altium. Ultim Designer is the world's most trusted PCB design system. Ultim Designer enables engineers to effortlessly connect with every facet of the electronics design process. Over 35 years of innovation and development focused on a truly unified design environment makes it the most widely used PCB design solution. With Ultim Designer, you can create PCB designs with an intuitive and powerful interface that connects you to every aspect of the electronics design process. Route it your way through any angle, tune for delay, push, slide, and walk around faster than ever. Interact and collaborate with mechanical designers like never before in a photorealistic 3D design environment. If you want to get started with the Ultim Designer, you can click on the first link in the description. It's just a simple Trike electric scooter made out of wood and an old small bicycle. The purpose of this video is just to help you understand the very basics, which I will explain later in this video. These Hoverboard motors are very powerful. I tested these motors with more than 200 kg weight, and what I can say, I was simply amazed. As a beginner, you can start with these Hoverboard motors. You can purchase a dead hoverboard for a few bucks, and then this way you can start your journey towards building an amazing electric bike or even electric car if you can purchase a 3000 watts BLDC motor with 3000 watts motor controller and a 72 volts heavy duty battery. The wiring will remain exactly the same, only the device's specifications will change. Personally, for me, this is just a good starting point. I know from the design and making point of view, this Trike electric scooter is just a grape, don't even have the brakes, horn and lights, but I learned the overall making process, the weight it can carry, and how to fix the most common issues, and I believe as a beginner you guys should only focus on the main technical things. Once you learn the very basics, then nobody can stop you from building an amazing electric vehicle. Enough with the talking, now it's time to show you how I built this very basic Trike electric scooter, and of course I will explain the wiring and other technical things. Without any further delay, let's get started. The components and tools used in this video can be purchased from Amazon. The components purchase links are given in the description. I know you guys are quite smart, you can make this basic frame. It's totally up to you whether you want to use the wood or a rectangular metal tubes. You need some kind of structure to install your motors. I used lots of screws to secure the motors. This metal tube horizontally aligns both the motors. Again, it's up to you how you fix these motors. For me, this was an easy setup. This part seems very weak, so I'm going to add a support. I made these supports out of cycle carrier, and now this part of the scooter is strong. Not too strong, but good enough to complete my testing. I have this board and which one to So my very basic setup is completed, and now I can place my batteries and BLDC motor controllers inside this box. For now I could only arrange these 12-volt batteries. Very soon I will make another video about how to make a 48-volt battery pack using lithium-ion battery cells. For now I will continue with these batteries. I'm going to connect all these 4 batteries in series, and this will give me 48 volts. My battery pack is ready, and now let's connect them in series. For connecting all these 4 batteries in series, all you need is to connect the positive of the first battery with the ground of the second battery, positive of the second battery with the ground of the third battery, and then the positive of the third battery with the ground of the fourth battery. Let's do the wiring. All the batteries are connected in series, so this is the main ground and this is the main voltage. Let's go ahead and test the voltage. Perfect. All these 4 batteries, when connected in series, gives me the desired voltage needed to run my 350 watts Hoverboard motors. I have this XT60 connector to which I have soldered these red and black wires. I will use this to charge the batteries and also to supply power to all the electronics and motors. Connect the black wire with the battery ground and connect the red wire with the battery main voltage terminal. Next, I have this socket to which I have soldered XT60 connectors. All the red wires are soldered together and all the ground wires are soldered together. This one will be used to supply voltage to one motor controller, and the other one will supply voltage to the other motor controller. With this socket I can connect my battery charger. This red wire will be connected with the switch wires of both the controllers through a switch. I will explain this in a minute. Right now you can see I'm charging the batteries using 48 volts battery charger, and as you can see the green light, which means the batteries are fully charged and it's time to disconnect the charger. Now it's time to explain how to wire up both the BLDC motor controllers for the Trike Electric Scooter. Here I have these 2 BLDC motor controllers. This motor controller is the one I used in my previous tutorial, which I have already modified. As you can see, I soldered connectors for the BLDC motor 3 phases. I also soldered this connector for the Hall sensor. I also soldered this XT60 connector, which is going to be connected with the battery. I also soldered these female headers with the throttle wires. Finally, the switch wire to which I connected these connectors to easily connect it with the switch on the throttle handle to activate and deactivate the control system. So I had these modifications which I explained in very detail in my previous video. You can find link in the description. I also made the same modifications on this other BLDC motor controller. As you can see, I have connected these connectors for the motor 3 phases. I also soldered this connector for the Hall sensor, XT60 connector for the battery. The switch wire and the throttle signal wires are not modified. Since we have to control 2 BLDC motors using only one throttle handle, so for this we have to connect both the switch wires, and this way we can use only one button on the throttle handle to activate and deactivate both the controllers at the same time. So I'm going to solder the 2 switch wires together to explain things in a sequence. I just soldered the 2 switch wires together, to which I have soldered a connector, and now I can easily connect both the switch wires to a button on the throttle handle. The button wiring I have explained in my previous video. Since we are using only one throttle handle to control both the BLDC motors, so we will need to connect the green signal wires of both the throttles, and you can use the 5-volt and ground wires of any of the 2 controllers. As you can see, the green wires, which are the signal wires, are connected together, and the red and black wires are used from only one controller. There is no need to connect the red and black wires of the other controller. The red wire is connected with the red, black wire with the black wire, and the signal wire from the throttle handle is connected with the throttle wires of both the controllers. It's just that simple. So that's all about the wiring. If still you have any confusion, then read my article and also watch my previous tutorial. Now let's go ahead and install everything on the electric scooter. This BLDC motor controller is connected with this motor. You can see these 3 motor wires are connected. The whole sensor wires, the power wires, and the switch wires. The same connections I also did for the second motor. All the connections I have already explained. My Trike Electric Scooter is ready, and now let's go for the test ride and practically see if these Hoverboard motors are powerful enough to bear the weight of 2 persons. Enjoy the test results and let me know in a comment if you have liked these Hoverboard motors. So that's all for now. Support me on Patreon for more videos. I hope you liked today's episode. Like and share this video with your friends. See you in next episode, and thanks for watching.